Movies, TV, sports, flicks. Movies, TV, sports, flicks. Movies, TV, sports, flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Movies, TV, sports, flicks. Movies, TV, sports, flicks. Movies, TV, sports, flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talks Flicks podcast. I'm your host, the Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. I welcome the podcast where me, the Captain, talks about movies, TV, sports, flicks, anything you see on a tuber screen. I like to get here and give my unique perspective. Because after 46 years of being on planet Earth, I have developed a unique perspective about these movies, TV, sports, and flicks. I'd like to get here and tell you about it. Because just maybe you care. And according to the stats, looks like you do care. I want to give a big shout out to Lebanon. Got some plays over in Lebanon this past week. Gracias, gratitude, todo rabá. In Lebanon. This past week, I tried for the first time Mujadada. And let me tell you something. It was fantastic. This was so good. I was so impressed. I ate it for the first time. It was just so good. I couldn't get over how good it was. And it was so good, I'm going to try to make it myself. I was on YouTube. I saw some lady making it. It looks fairly easy. I'm going to find out. I had it prepared at a local restaurant, Middle Eastern restaurant. It was good, but I'm going to try to make it myself. Because let me tell you this, mujadada is absolutely fantastic. I would love to go to Lebanon, go to a local restaurant and just eat it in your country. Oh, it was so good. You guys have some fantastic food. I mean, it was great. So anyways, thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Gracias, gratitude. And just FYI, back day was School to be a radio DJ, but I never got a job. I think I never got a job because I just didn't have the willpower. If I would have had the willpower, maybe that would have helped me become a radio DJ. But I didn't. And it allowed me to become the greatest podcaster in the Matrix. Some debate might be true, might not be true. But I said it on the internet. So it's got to be true, right? Because everything on the internet is facts. Not facts, true, false, fake news, propaganda, the Matrix, Halloween, New Year's, Easter, New Year's Day, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I don't know. I didn't make the internet. Ask the people that made the internet. So when you're online, just be aware, just watch out. Anyways, I can ramble all day, but I won't. Let's get right into the podcast. But first, a word from our sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I rap. And on October 31st, Halloween 2022, I rapped again. I dropped the album called Man of Modules. Because let's be real, I think I'm a man of modules. So anyways, I dropped the album called Man of Modules. Rapping and rhyming in my unique way. And I've been giving it a lot of thought. I think if I had to label my rhymes and raps, I would call them inspirational motivational. Because after going through and listening to my catalog, I'm like, these are kind of inspirational motivational. So if you want some rhyme, hip hop, weird, electronic-y, crazy sounding stuff that is inspirational and motivational, go over to my Bandcamp page. I'll put the link below and check out my album, Man of Modules. So I'll put the link below, share it, stream it, download it. And now let's get on with the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back again. But did you think I wouldn't show up? Did you think I wouldn't show up? I can't quit you. I can't. I can see all your faces right now. I see where you guys are at. I can see you. I can sense you. I can feel you. I feel the energy through the internet, through the microphone, through the chords, through space and time, through the Akashic record. I can feel you. I feel your energy right now. It's craziness. It's so weird. But I feel you. And I hope you're doing well. In fact, I know you're doing well. Because if you're listening to this podcast, you are on a journey to expand your mind. Because this podcast, if you've been here before, you know we're about growing and expanding our minds. Using art, TV, movie, sports, flicks to expand and grow our mind. To take ourselves to new levels, new spaces, new places. To enhance our greatness. Right? That's what we're trying to do. And we're doing it through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was on Instagram earlier scrolling, and a guy I follow on Instagram, a very smart, wise guy I follow, very cool guy, very knowledgeable, a lot of wisdom, older dude, always sharing a lot of wisdom. And on the gram this week, he posted something about a book I read a while back. Well, actually, it was a couple years ago. This book is one possible way that you can take yourself and level up in a very powerful way. And the book I'm talking about is The Alter Ego Effect by Todd Herman, right? And so how that relates to the podcast is because in this book, he was saying that if you want to take yourself to new levels, sometimes you got to embody an alter ego. And how that connects to the screen is because we watch the screen, we see all these characters on TV and cartoons and movies and whatever. We see all these very powerful characters. So if you want to try to enhance your life, to go to new levels, basically in the book, among other things, he's talking about embody these characteristics from your favorite heroes on the tube. And if you watch screens like I do, you know there's a lot of very powerful characters, inspirational, strong leaders and characters on the tube. There's tons of them. When you ever watch a TV show or movie says, man, I wish I could be that dude. Oh, I like what he does there. I like what she does there. I like how they act, I like how they talk. I like what they do. I like how they handle stress. I like how they would do this, and that, or whatever, right? So, we watch Tube, we see that, right? Well, it ain't just for watching Tube. You can walk your life and embody some of these characteristics, right? And this is what this book talks about. So if you want to level up, just take on an alter ego, right? Do you think my name is really the captain? You think my birth certificate says the captain? It does not. It'd be cool. It'd be awesome if my birth certificate said the captain. How cool would that be if my birth certificate said the captain? It doesn't say that. I have done what that book has said. I have took on the name the captain. I have took on the alter ego the captain. Because I promise you, my mom and my dad didn't name me the captain. My birth certificate doesn't say the captain. It doesn't. Records on file does not say the captain, bro. They just don't. It'd be very cool if it did, but it does not say that. I had to take that name and just go with it. Now, a lot of creative people, a lot of MCs, a lot of hip hoppers, a lot of actors, a lot of them will take on other names, right? So, of course, you have your wonderful government name. I'm sure you got a fantastic, awesome government name that was given to you by your parents, and I'm sure it's great. My government name is awesome. It's definitely not the captain, but it's an awesome name, right? But it's sometimes when you want to move into another space of being and walk another way, sometimes you just got to take that alter ego on, and naming it helps, right? So you can name that alter ego. And this book also says you can take on certain totems. He calls them totems, but these are just basically items you might hold or wear or put on to get you in that zone, to get you in that character, quotation marks, right? So if you want to take yourself to a new level of being, start with maybe somebody like on the tube. Maybe Jean-Luc Picard. The kind of Jean-Luc Picard does it for me. I'll be honest, when I go places and do things, sometimes I think like, how would Jean-Luc Picard handle this? It's real. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm a grown 46-year-old dude, and I'm taking inspiration from some character on the Star Trek show. It's real. It's facts. I will not lie about it and deny it. It's truth, right? I wear a Green Lantern ring also, right? Yeah, because Green Lantern power is about willpower, right? And I like to use willpower to get through things and do things, right? So I would use that Green Lantern ring to push me through things. And I think like, I got the will. I'm going to manifest it through willpower. And this ring helps with that, right? So like, there's so many different ways you could use these characters from the tube to level up your life, right? But this book says as well that, take multiple people, multiple characters, take attributes you like, you use them for yourself and just walk with them. It even says like, take on, become this other person to maybe go through some things that you maybe couldn't do with your regular self, right? And in the end game of this is in the book is basically you'll do this for so long. You'll take on these other characters or this other name or these other characteristics, and you almost like acting sort of kind of gotta act it. But what if you go long after the time you do this, eventually the character, the alter ego you take on, and your real self will ultimately become one person, right? At least that's my experience. because now I am the captain. But let's be honest, the captain does a lot of stuff that my regular self couldn't do way back in the day. It took the captain to do these things. And it may sound absolute madness and craziness. Maybe it sounds crazy. Maybe it sounds wild and oh my gosh, out there. And Captain, you're a crazy man. Yeah, I kind of am. One of my favorite things to say, one of my favorite quotes, and I don't know if I made this up or someone else made this up, but I say it all the time, is sometimes you have to walk the line of madness to become the baddest. Right? Now I say walk the line because you don't want to go deep into madness. You gotta make, it's like almost when you go into a deep pool or water. Yeah, you can go deep, but make sure you come back and you come back to the shallow. So this whole thing applies to like anything. Sometimes you might not feel like you can do something, right? Okay, maybe your name is Jack Jones or something, and maybe Jack Jones, you being Jack Jones, you can't do it. Like, man, I can't do this. It's too hard. I can't learn a language. I'm Jack Jones. My whole life been told I can't learn a language. Jack Jones can't learn languages, right? My mama told me, everybody telling me you can't learn languages, Jack Jones. You can't do that. Okay, maybe you can't, Jack Jones. But guess what? I'm not Jack Jones no more. I'm now Tully Tough Man. Right? I'm Tully Tough Man now. And guess what? Tully Tough Man can learn languages. Tully Tough Man can learn more than one language. Tully Tough Man can do the impossible. Jack Jones couldn't, but Tully Tough Man can do that. Right? So you become Tully Tough Man. Tully Tough Man has all these attributes you wish Jack Jones had. Jack Jones doesn't have this, but Tully Tough Man has them. And Tully Tough Man wears a certain coat. Tully Tough Man wears a certain jacket. Tully Tough Man wears certain sunglasses. Tully Tough Man has certain jewelry on. Tully Tough Man wears certain shoes. Tully Tough Man plays certain songs. Tully Tough Man is totally different than Jack Jones. Tully Tough Man get the job done, right? Sometimes it takes that. If you want to hear this in real time and see it unfold before your very eyes, just go to episode 1 of this podcast. Just go to episode 1. Listen to go right after this is done. Go to episode 1. Hear episode 1. Come back and listen to the last 5 or last 6 or whatever, the pretty recent ones. And you compare episode 1 to these last few episodes, and you hear the difference between episode 1 and this episode. Because I walked that path. When I started, that wasn't quite the captain. But walking the path, doing the podcast over and over again, becoming the captain. Episode 1 don't sound like this. Guaranteed. And honestly, I did all this before reading that book. I read that book. I'm going through the book like, I did all this already. But that's just one way that you can level up. You know what I mean? There's multiple ways of going about leveling up. But I thought it was a cool thing to talk about. First of all, because I just saw that dude post about it. But also because if you're like me, you watch a lot of TV, movies, sports, and flicks, right? All the time, right? We're watching all these heroes, do these impossible things, strong, just over the top things, all these accomplishments, powerful, confident, right? Right? They're doing all these things. We watch these all the time, right? So why not take a little bit of that bravado, a bit of swagger, power, and let's just take a little bit of it. Let's borrow a little bit of that. Let's borrow a little bit of it. Maybe you put on a t-shirt. Maybe you wear a hat. Maybe you borrow some words from these people. It doesn't even have to be just like the characters. They can be real people. The Rock, David Goggins. These people that are just high performers. These hard workers, right? Embody some of that, right? But this is just one method in many methods. This podcast is all about enhancing the mind, leveling up, going new places, growth, right? It's what we're about. And and if you're with me, let's go. Let's take this journey. Let's explore. We're exploring the infinite possibilities of existence, right? Right. Let's be better than we were. Right? Let's be better than we were yesterday. Let's be better than we were 5 minutes ago. Let's take this to new destinations. And we're gonna explore all kind of different, crazy, weird ideas. Maybe some of it will make sense. Maybe some of it won't. But we're gonna go down that path. We're gonna explore. We're going to use the vehicle of movies, TV, sports, and flicks to explore these ideas. And maybe on the other end of this exploration, we'll be just a little bit better, a tad bit better. And if after this journey of going through all these podcasts and these different ideas and films and movie, TV, sports, and flicks, if we come out just a tad bit better, I think we're winning, right? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Well, let's go. Let's go on this journey. Let's enhance our minds, level up our brains. Let's be better than we were. Let's go. If you're with me, let's ride. I'll see you next episode. Until next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks Flicks.